Hello YouTube and welcome back to JDRC Network. Today we're going to be taking a look at the losi 10 scte conversion kit by MIP. So someone on YouTube asked me to do a quick overview on this because I posted a video earlier of me driving it and apparently he thought it was pretty cool. So because I told him I would, I'm going to make a video on the little conversion kit that I added to this car. So we're going to go from front to back, but we're going to first start off by taking off these. That way we can get a better look at the car. So let's get into it. So first off, you can see that I did a custom paint job on the body here. This is a Bulldog body, I think. And we're going to start by taking off the body clips, which are pretty nice body clips. They're very thick and they're plastic coated, so they come out easily, but they don't come out on their own. And those are some little tags, these little things right there. Those are little tags from my Axial SCX10 crawler, and I thought those would work pretty nice on this just because it's kind of hard to take those out since they're very strong body clips. So we're going to start off by taking off the body. I put some aluminum tape in there, that way it holds up a little bit better. As you can see, it's being scratched a little bit. So it's doing its job. I'll put that off to the side. Then we can get a better look at the chassis of the car. And actually, before I do that, I'll take off the wing too, so you guys can see the wing mount, which I think looks pretty badass because it has aluminum. So because we're moving from front to back, we're going to first start off by taking a look at the suspension. So on the MIP kit, it doesn't include these aftermarket losi pin holders or these tie rods, which are also MIP. I just added those because I wanted to lighten up the car as much as possible so it's faster on the track. And I think it also adds to durability just a little bit because they are titanium instead of steel. And that means they won't rust. So I thought that was a good reason to get them. I also have the TLR shocks here. And I bought these because they're made a lot better than most shocks. And I have some, what was it? There's some kind of shock boots for these. They're for an 8-scale buggy, but they fit on here and they're very nice shock boots. I don't remember the name right now. I may put it in the description, I might not, so there's that. But I thought they were pretty good shocks, so that's why I got them. So the conversion kit itself includes this front bumper for the buggy, because an 8-scale buggies usually have this little front bumper like that. And I thought that was a nice little addition because instead of having to buy a second bumper, it already comes with one. So I thought that was pretty nice. Besides that, I don't think there's very much else in the front. So yeah, this is also a little overview on some of the MIP stuff that I bought just in general. So moving on to this part, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. Moving on to this part, I bought this bar here for a losi 8th scale buggy, and the reason why is because the stock one comes with just screws and the bar itself, which means it doesn't have very tight tolerances, and it just made the steering a little loose and wiggly. So what I did was I bought this bar. And the problem was it wouldn't clear these posts here, so I had to grind away a little bit on the inside and then bend it out, or bend it in a little bit so it would widen just a slight bit. And it worked out great because it's the same size as the stock bar, but it's aluminum, 1. 2, it has ball bearings in it, which means it's smoother and has less slop, which means, again, like I said, tighter tolerances, and that means you're going to get more consistent lap times and stuff. And 3, I think it's just a really nice upgrade to lighten up the car and keep it nimble for, again, better lap times. So here's the body post right here. It's an aluminum body post that comes in the MIP conversion kit, and it's nice because it's an aluminum body post instead of plastic, which a lot of companies put on their cars. And that means if I do a big crash, it could break off, but since this is aluminum, it won't, just because of the fact that it's aluminum, and that means it's a lot stronger than plastic. Also, every single part in this conversion kit can be purchased separately on MIP's website, And I like that because that way if I break a part that's in the conversion kit, I don't need to go out and buy a whole new kit to replace it. So now we're going to move on to the supports, or the little arms that support the rest of the car. So this is an aluminum brace by MIP, obviously, because it came in the losi 10 scte MIP upgrade kit, which is the chassis and the shock towers and all that stuff. This came in that, and the reason why this is better than the original is because it's longer. So that means it supports more of the car and it spreads out the force more evenly throughout the bar and the chassis. And it's also made out of aluminum compared to the original plastic one, which means it's a lot more durable and it can hold a lot more pressure without bending or warping or snapping or anything like that. Next is the MIP Pucks driveline, and that is nice because it's aluminum. And like most of the other things on this car, I chose this because it's lighter and it should give me better durability because I just have to replace the little plastic pieces on it. Like as you can see here, there's little orange plastic pieces. What those do is those wear down instead of the metal. So all I had to do is buy like a $3 plastic piece and replace those on the car instead of having to go out and buy $15 to $20 worth of drivelines. So there's that. Also, they lighten up the car and they have a better way that they attach themselves to each part, so it all just runs a lot smoother. Next, we're going to move on to the stands here. Now, you really can't see it that well in the video, but the reason why I got these stands is because the front one has a double bearing system, which means it's going to hold it a lot steadier and there's not going to be as much wobble when it runs, and that means it's going to drive smoother, which means it's going to be just more consistent. Everything's going to be a lot more streamlined and everything's basically just going to run faster, smoother, better, you know. Pretty much what any racer wants their car to run. So there's that. Oh, the shock towers. We kind of skipped over that by accident. So these shock towers are an interesting design. They are fiberglass on the inside because fiberglass is really strong, but the only issue with it is that it under enough torque it cracks and it splinters, which isn't really ideal, unlike carbon fiber, which it has a little bit more bend to it. So what's nice about this is it's fiberglass on the inside but carbon fiber on the outside. And what that does is it gives it extra rigidity, so there's not as much flex, which means again it's just going to run more predictable. And it has a carbon fiber on each side, basically to sandwich it together and make sure it's more durable than just regular fiberglass. Anything else in the front? Oh yeah, I have the losi lightened. I'm trying to get you guys to see this. There's the lightened drive cups. There. So there's a lightened drive cups, and what that does again is, well, first of all, it's a harder steel than normal, which means it's going to last a lot longer. Second, it's lighter, so it's going to run faster in general. Which means higher RPMs, less torque issues like in midair when you hit the throttle, and it's just gonna run again quicker. So I guess we'll move on to the electronics since we're in the middle of the car right now. I have a Castle Mamba Max Pro. That's a short course truck edition. There's no difference. I have a Solar D771 servo. It's a 200 ounce-inch torque servo, so that means it's really strong, but it's also really fast at 0.7 or something like that. No, 0.07 seconds. I have a SR300 receiver right here and a Castle 10 amp BEC right there. I'm running a Skylapo 4400 milliamp 3-cell 40C battery, so that way it can provide power to the ESC, which provides power to the Castle 1415 4-pole 550 size motor, which is enormous, by the way. It's also running a 41 tooth, 41, 38, I think it's a 41 tooth spur gear here, and a 18 tooth pinion, I believe it is. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm running, I think. So that's pretty much all on the electronics. I'm using some cable hold downs for mainly for housing wires, like you mount those on a steel beam, and then that will hold the wires down so they're not messy. I'm using those to hold this down, and I braided the cable, and what that does is with the electromagnetic fields, it creates less interference with the receiver. That means everything's going to run more predictably without any glitches or anything like that. It has the same shock tower and body mount there. I'm running the same pin, the rod end capture things. Forgot what those are called. I haven't done this in a while, by the way. I'm running the same shocks. I'm running the same tie bars. I'm running, actually these are losi mud guards, and I do that way it protects the shocks and the rod ends and everything like that. I'm running the stock losi sway bars all the way around, and I'm running TLR springs, so that means it's just going to have a little bit better handling. I'm running the TLR aluminum hubs in here just for extra durability because I broke my old ones on a really bad crash. And the part that we're mainly here to see is this, which is the wing mount for the car. It mounts specifically to this shock tower, which again is the fiberglass and carbon fiber mix. It's made out of a very durable plastic. It's not too soft of a plastic, but it's held together by these aluminum hold downs, I guess. I don't know. They're the same ones that are on the servo, like that. Same ones on the servo, but they're also back here now. And that means they're extra durable, so you're not going to break your wing on this. Sadly, there's no adjustability for angle, but pretty much this is what you get. And I don't mind it because I'm not the high-end kind of racer guy where if it's off by a degree it's going to completely mess up the handling. So I don't worry about that too much. But besides that, I think I've pretty much gone over everything. Oh yeah, so the tires I'm running here are AKA 8th scale buggy tires. They're those performance ones or something like that. And that's the wheel. And the tire is it's a Proline, let's see, Road Rage tire. And I like these ones because they give you great grip on asphalt. And this is what I do when I run it outside my house, like in the speed run video that I just posted before this one. Also, it comes with these locking nuts, which I like because they're serrated, so they hold together really nice and there's no chance of them falling out. But on the inside, I don't know if you guys can see this. It has that metal part right there. And what that does is it connects it's a 17mm hub adapter from the 12 that's stock. And I think that's a nice little addition that they added because it allows you to run pretty much any standard 8th scale wheels on it. So the differences are it handles a lot more diligently, I guess, because it's a lighter car compared to the stock shortcourse, and it's faster. It handles corners a lot better. The thing is a lot more expensive than stock, but I mean, it's RC. You kind of, once you have a car for a while, it becomes kind of expensive. But it's also a powerhouse with the 3-cell battery and the 1415 motor. This car is, in my opinion, what I would prefer for racing. I know a lot of racers would say you need a censored motor and all that stuff, but again, I'm not super high-end racer kind of guy, so it doesn't really affect me, and I think it runs fine just as it is. So here's what the car looks like before, and here's what the car looks like now. I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, press that thumbs up button. If you didn't, press the thumbs down button. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you'd like to see more of my videos. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.